my name is Imanverdi and welcome to Dance to Eat. Today's show is about Thanksgiving dinner. I'm very excited. It's one of my favorite holidays. Well, gathering of all the food, and also my family and friends. Everyone just gets together, come from all over the country and all over the world just for this one time big feast. And in my family, it's a huge one. So obviously the turkey being the star, I'm gonna show you how to make very nice crisp on the skin and also very juicy turkey. Now the secret is in keeping it moist. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you my herb butter. Now in here I have softened about 2 sticks of butter. We're going to add nice generous amounts of parsley, handful. Now to me, nothing screams, no herb actually screams Thanksgiving than sage. Now I have a little sage, I'm going to add that in there. And some olive oil, and this is going to keep the butter from burning. So it's very important to add some olive oil to that. Okay, obviously salt and pepper, that goes in. I got some salt, I got some pepper. Now remember, this is a very key part of keeping the turkey moist, so you don't want to really, woo, lemon is running away from me. Okay, so 2 zests of lemon. And this is going to make it bright and really refresh and give it a really light taste. So we really want to do that. Now remember, you're only doing the yellow parts. Do not go to the whites because that will be bitter. We don't want that. We just want the yellow part. Okay? So we got that going. I love Thanksgiving. I remember when we were kids, especially when we were kids, we had family all over the place would come, and then my mom, my aunt, and my grandmother just had it with all of us. They'd just kick us out, and we would go to the park and we'd play football, and we just have such a great time. Those memories, it's all about creating memories around family, and you know, you never know who's going to be here next year, so might as well just take advantage and have a great time with your family. Okay, so we got, remember the back of the zester, so you want to get all that in there. So we zested it, now we're going to juice the lemons. Cut it in half, hold it upright so you can catch all the seeds. Ooh, juicy lemon, I love it. Okay. I love the taste of lemon. Now I get these lemons from my mom's neighbor. Oh my gosh, she has the best lemon tree in the world. They're very sweet, and can you tell? Look how juicy they are. Okay, so we got the lemon juice in there. We got one more. There we go. You're not going to believe how great this is going to make your turkey. How moist. Now to that, I'm going to grate some garlic. Nice 4 cloves of garlic. This is going to add an immense amount of, okay, scrape the zester. Excellent. Oh, smells so fresh. Unbelievable. Alright, we're going to get it all together, mash it all up. Now this is going to be rubbed on the breast of the turkey, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now remember, you can do this prior to the day that you're making the turkey, and it can sit there. And also, you can just put it on the turkey and leave it in the fridge for overnight. Okay guys, now that we've done the herb butter for our turkey, here's my turkey. I've got it nicely washed and cleaned, and I've pat it dry, but let's do it one more time. You gotta get it really dry so it can soak up all the goodness that we're going to put on top of that. Make sure you remove the giblets the giblets, however you want to call it, from the inside, the bag that's inside. You don't want to cook with that in there. That's no fun. Okay, so this is looking good. Nicely patted dry. Beautiful. This is about a 10-pound turkey, so it feeds roughly about 8 people. Okay, now it's ready for our butter. We're going to do ever so gently. We're going to take our forefingers, index finger, and just gently try to open under the skin, giving it a little room for our butter rub. Be careful that you don't tear it because we don't want the butter running all the way down. So we want it to stay there and keep it all moist. Now you do the same thing on this side, very gently, using your thumb. Okay, now you've opened up the front. Okay, good enough. Now we're going to turn it around and we're going to do the same thing from the back. Just pick it up and with your fingers just massage it, going through. There you go, getting some room in there. And now this side, being very careful. There you go. So we're good. Okay, great. Now turn it around. Now we're going to salt it first. We're going to salt it really well because this is the only time that it's going to get all the flavor. Salt all over, all around it, and the cavity. Just pick it up. Get some nice amount of salt in there. And the back. Okay. I'll just pick up from the board whatever's left over. And pepper. Again. Cavity. Excellent. We're giving this a tons of flavor, so it's going to be delicious. Now, we're going to take some butter. There we go. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Now lift the skin a little bit. Now gently press the butter inside, just like that. And we're going to fold the skin over. Just keep on pressing. There we go. Now we're going to fold the skin back and just work your way down, massaging the turkey. There we go. This is going to make the turkey breast very, very juicy. And that's what we want. Just massage it gently down. There we go. Now one side. There's some sticking out. Just transfer it over to the other side. Get some more. There we go. Excellent. Again, massage it. Bring the skin, fold it back in. And just like this, see how it is? It just goes down. There you go. Excellent. Now make sure you fold the skin back so it doesn't run out. Okay, we've done the front. Now we're going to do the same thing to the back side. Okay, turn it over. Now lift the skin just like so. Get some of our butter. Put it back there. And again, massage it through. Just like that. Okay, one side. Now the other. Excellent. There you go. So hard to have the camera over there. I want you guys to see it. Hopefully it shows. Okay, there we go. Now you just fold the skin back in, just like that. Now with the rest of the butter, what we're going to do, we're going to spread it all over the turkey and olive oil on top. Now, mashed potatoes are a very important part of Thanksgiving dinner, and it's so delicious. And the way I prepare them is I infuse it with rosemary and garlic. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got them all nicely washed and peeled. And you know, the smaller you cut them, the faster you're making the cooking process. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to cut these in quarters. I love using Yukon Gold potatoes. They're so creamy and has a beautiful yellowish color, and it just gives so much flavor to the mashed potato. Or you can use whatever is your favorite, the rustic or whatever kind of potatoes that you like. But this is my favorite. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in the pot. Now remember, you guys, you have to use cold water when you're bringing potatoes up to boil so they can cook evenly. You don't want the outside cooking and the inside, you know, hard. So you're going to salt the water, and also I'll show you how I'm going to infuse it with the rosemary and the garlic. Okay, here I go. Come on. The rosemary, some garlic, salt. Guys, here we go. We got the potatoes. They're beautifully done. They smell so good already. Now I'm going to add some butter to this. Again, it's Thanksgiving. Go out. Go all out. I love it. Now the butter is going to give it this beautiful taste. Now we already salted it when we were boiling the potatoes, so we're good, but we're just for taste. Again, we're going to salt it. We're going to add some pepper. Nice, depending on what your preference is. Now, I love nutmeg with potatoes, so I'm going to add a bit of nutmeg. You guys, you got to be careful with nutmeg. It's very potent, so very strong. You don't want to overdo it. Just a little bit, giving it a bit of taste. See how well they're done? You don't need a masher or anything. I like a little texture in my mashed potatoes, so this is good. And the butter is melting in there. Fantastic. Now to this, I'm going to add a bit of half and half. I usually use whole milk, but today I'm going a little further. Add a little half and half. Now this is going to make it very creamy, and it's going to give it a bit of a great taste as well. Look at that. Done. Isn't that great? It didn't even take that long. Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to make my perfect stuffing. Now, I do not like those packages with the breadcrumbs in them. They're not tasty and very soggy. It just doesn't do it for me. So I make my own breadcrumbs. I get a nice big baguette, and this is a multi-grain one, which I really love. Just chop it in rough chops, little small pieces, because it's going to soak up all the great flavors, the chicken broth and every other vegetable flavor, and it's going to be really yummy. I really like big chunks in here. Okay, there's the breadcrumb. Let's get all the crumbs out of here. We're going to do the rest of the ingredients. I've got some celery. I'm going to chop some celery. Okay, a nice thin slices over here. That's what we're looking for. got this. Carrots and celery and Brussels sprouts, garlic and onion all sauteed up nicely. Then I'm going to pour them all on top of the bread that I just chopped up. Okay, there we go. We're getting good. Okay, so with this, I'm going to add to this chicken broth so it can soak up all those flavors and make it nice and juicy and creamy. And I'm going to add some parsley, of course. I love parsley and it goes well with this dish. I had some rosemary in there, but I'm going to add just a bit more. And then I'm going to add some apples. Now we're going to be festive, right? What is Thanksgiving without apples? And cranberries. Cranberries really give it a beautiful, nice, sweet taste. Now, not so traditional, I'm going to add some pistachios. Gives it a nice crunch. Now let's mix all that up. Now we can always add more chicken broth if we need to. You see that? This is how beautiful that is. The bread is just soaking up all that goodness. Oh my gosh, I can already tell. It smells divine, smells so great. It's beginning to smell like Thanksgiving in here. I love it. And we're gonna add a bit more olive oil because we like it nice and golden. There we go. Excellent. Now to top all this off with a nice crunch and crust on top, Parmesan Reggiano, another not so traditional ingredient for Thanksgiving, but oh my goodness, it just gives it salty, nutty flavor and I just love it. You could never go wrong with cheese. And you could never have enough cheese. That's my motto. I love it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to add some butter on top of that. Let me get my butter. Now this is going to make it nice and golden on top. Crispy, golden. It's going to be beautiful. Use up the butter, guys. It's Thanksgiving. Okay, so I'm just going to layer some butter right on top. This is going to give it a fantastic gold color. There you go. I think that'll do it. And we're going to pop this in the oven for about 20-25 minutes until you see it's bubbling and it's nice and crispy and crusty right on top. Then it's done. Hey guys, I'm ready to get started on the dessert. I love pumpkin pie, but homemade pumpkin pie, it's something else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to make my beautifully moist pumpkin pie with flaky, buttery crust. Now for my crust, I'm going to use 2 cups of flour, just all-purpose flour. And you guys make sure when you're baking, you are measuring precisely because it's really important. So 2 cups of flour, there goes 1. More. I just want to make it light and fluffy. Okay, now there's 2. Excellent. Now we're going to be using 4 tablespoons of regular sugar. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I like a lot of crust, so that's why I'm making it really, really nice and thick one. And a pinch of salt. That's considered a pinch. Okay, that's going to just bind the flavors together. Now we have 2 egg yolks, which I'll do that later. And let me show you the butter. We're going to use the butter right now. It's going to have kind of like a crumbly texture. I put these in the freezer for about 5 minutes to make them nice and really hard so we can grate it. There's my trick for you. we're going to grate the butter. And that is going to get us started. See how lovely that looks? And it's so easily done. So we don't want to work too much with our hands. We don't want to melt the butter. The colder the butter, oh, there goes the turkey, the softer and the flakier the crust. Here's the other one. Okay, there we go. Now set that aside. Now we're going to get in there. We're going to just bind it together with the flour. Guys, here's my crust. So we're going to make it into a ball. And we're going to wrap it up, put it in the fridge for about 20-25 minutes till it really gets combined and gets together and workable. And then we're going to make our crust. Now I'm ready to show you my filling for my pumpkin pie. In here I already have a pumpkin puree, about 29-ounce can of pumpkin puree. To this we're going to stir in 4 eggs, large eggs. Let me get this going. You're gonna love this recipe, it is so great. Okay, so that's good. We're going to stir it in gently. There we go. You need a big bowl to do this so you don't run out of room. Okay, keep on stirring in. And don't worry if it doesn't incorporate right away. We're going to bind it together pretty soon. Okay, there goes our eggs. We're good. To this we're going to add 1 cup, if I can get the cup in there. We're going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. Woo! There's 1.5 cups. That's about a half. You can never go wrong with sugar. Okay, that's 1.5 cups of sugar. Now we're going to add some cloves. So we need about 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. So we're going to do that. Well, actually I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon because it gets very strong flavor. Then we're going to I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. There is the big flavor right there. There's 1. Oh, I love cinnamon. There's 2. Now to bind all the flavors together, we're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon salt. I'm just eyeballing it. Let's do it here. Okay, so that should be enough. Now we're going to bind this together very gently. Smelling so good already. To this mixture, we're going to add 2 cans, 12-ounce cans of evaporated milk. Now you can use whole or you can use non-fat. I'm using 2%. Whatever you prefer. Very gently, just let it incorporate. Stir it in. Yum. You know, I usually, most of the time I have some filling left over, and what I do, I make little cupcakes, pumpkin pie, you know, the little cup individual pumpkin pies. They were so good. Or sometimes I make soup out of it. You can never go wrong. You could also freeze it and use it at a later date. That is perfectly fine as well. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to add 1 more. Don't worry if you think it's too runny, because it's going to thicken up in the oven when it bakes. There we go. Excellent. Now another secret of mine is adding a tad of orange juice right in the filling. Just a little bit to get that flavor, because we have some in the pastry. So we want to incorporate that in there, the flavor, so they can bind together. Excellent. Now the filling is ready. We're going to roll out our crust and go from there. Oh wait, I forgot. the secret of mine, very, very creamy, light, and fluffy pumpkin pie, I like to add a bit of cream. Just a little. This is going to give that really rich flavor. There we go. That's it. Okay, so my crust is nice and cold. That's what we want. And we're going to roll it out. Make sure to put some flour on your board. We don't want anything sticking. Okay. Outside. Now, see how nice it is? Look at that. It just crumbles, and that's what we want. Crumbly, crumbly. Just give it. Hey guys, this is looking beautiful. I filled it with the filling all the way to the top, and now we're going to bake this on a 350-degree oven for about 35 to 45 minutes, or until it really sets on top and it's nice and golden brown color. Then we're going to serve it with some vanilla ice cream. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm now making beautiful apple crumble. And I got these beautiful, gorgeous apples from my mom's backyard. They're very soft and juicy, and oh my gosh, they're so delicious, perfect for baking. But you can use any kind of apples that you like. What I've done is just I've diced them really, really finely, because I like the texture in the apples, and I also like it when it's nice and smooth. So just take it, dice it very small. There we go. And I've got my apples ready. Now to this, I'm going to add some sugar. Just a bit, not too much. So about 3 tablespoons of sugar. That's going to melt and make it nice and creamy. To that, I'm going to zest 1 lemon. This is going to give it fresh and really brighten the dish. And it's going to help the apples not turn brown. I think that should do it. Remember, only the yellow parts, you guys. The white part tends to be very bitter, so we don't want to use that. Okay? Now we're going to use the juice of the lemon. Woo! Juicy lemon. Okay, so that's good. We're going to add some cinnamon. Beautiful cinnamon, just for a taste. I add 1.5 teaspoon. So give them lots of flavor. Okay, we're going to mix this up. Looks good already. There we go. Again, you guys, if you have filling left over, you could just store it in the fridge or freeze it for a later time. Yummy! Beautiful. Now, the crumble on top. So I have about 2 tablespoons of flour. To this, I'm going to add some walnuts. These are so beautifully nice and buttery, so it's going to be really great on there. About a cup. Okay, about a cup of that, and we're going to bind it together with some butter. Just put some butter in there. About 1 stick of butter. Okay. Now we're going to mix that. Again, we want the crumbly texture. This is going to go on top of the apples. Oh my gosh, it looks so great already. I'm going to add a bit of sugar to this as well, giving it a little sweet flavor. Just a tablespoon. And just a bit of lemon juice. So we have the same flavors going out. That is looking beautiful. Now I'm going to be using my ramekins. They are nice and buttered, so they're ready to go. What I'm going to use, I'm going to fill it up just like that, because we want mostly apples. We want to taste the apples. Okay, I'm just going to keep on filling them up. I can't wait to taste these. They're going to be so good. Okay, get back in there. All right. Let me just fill the ones that don't have enough. And look at that. That was just perfect. Okay. Now let's set this aside. Here comes the best part. We're going to put the crumble on top. Now I love lots of crumble, so I'm not going to be shy. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Phew. My uncle had a beautiful apple tree in LA, and one time I made apple pie for him, and he was a very health conscious, and he never ate sweets or anything. He will not allow anybody else to touch it. He loved it so much. I miss him so much. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna add the rest in. There's a little bit more. We don't want to waste any little bits. Here we go. There's all the crumble. That looks beautiful. I'm so excited. And I'm gonna add just a tad more sugar right on top, just to give it that crusty, nice caramelized sweet sugar on top. I'm so excited. I can't wait till dessert. These look fantastic. Now I'm gonna pop these in the oven for about 35 minutes or less, 20 to 35 minutes, depending on your oven and the heat. So when it becomes nice and golden, crusty on top, and you see the apples bubbling, it's done. Now I have the turkey. It's been resting for about 45 minutes. The longer it rests, the juicier it's going to be. Believe me, it's going to taste that much better. So I really love mine crispy. So here it is. What we're going to do, I'm just going to decorate it a little bit. It's well rested. Remember the veggies that I put around the turkey, not inside? Well, here they are. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill inside right now, just for decoration. And also all the great taste and juice and everything is going to be in there. Look at that. There's nice and caramelized. Beautiful. Okay, so since we had rosemary in there, we're going to have some rosemary just on the side, just like that. I have some parsley. Now we eat with our eyes first. So there's some apples we put right there, something simple. A couple of lemon pieces right on top. And a few right here. Voila! There's our turkey. Now on to the next. Our mashed potatoes are doing well. We're going to serve them just like the way it is, right in the pan. Right in the dish. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Nothing else needs to be added on to that. It's done. Let's get rid of that. Next, I know you remember our stuffing. Beautiful stuffing. Here it is. Nice and crispy and caramelized on top. Woo. Wow, look at that. So juicy and beautiful. I've got my platter, and I just like to layer it just like so. So we can see what we're eating. All those onions and carrots, and the bread has just soaked up all that chicken broth and beautiful, delicious flavors. Those cranberries, look at those, that color, it's beautiful. Okay, I'll put one more. There we go. Wow! That's okay, it's all in there. How is that? That's beautiful. Alright guys, now the moment of truth. Here is our pumpkin pie. I just decorated with some orange peel on top. Voila! Look at that! Beautiful, isn't it? Now we just need to set it on its plate. There we go. Gorgeous. And here is my crumbled apple pie. They came out beautifully individually, and we're going to top that off with some vanilla ice cream. So delicious. They're bubbly and crispy golden on top. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving with your family and friends. Until next time, I'm Imanverdi, and happy Thanksgiving.